When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's when the I don't remember that part of the song. That's
You're live now, just so you know.
Hello. Okay, let me just give you, because I don't know, I think I feel that like I have to give a brief explanation for the people who are gonna listen this, because we are doing this for us, but we are also doing this for other people. We are 3 friends. We met in Sweden, and 3 of us live together at Rasmus' place. He's basically our landlord. It doesn't matter. It's never
Always your landlord, right? Never gonna end.
And Rasmus is from Sweden, and Ole is from Iceland, and I'm from Turkey. So this is like this trio is actually a weird trio, because it's not easy for these guys to deal with a Turkish girl, but they are doing a really
good job.
perfect job. And what I love about them, they are, I don't know, maybe you are hearing only from their voices that like they are so calm and just like so stable and stuff, but you can hear who they are from their laughters, because when they laugh, they are really laugh. And me is the clown of this group. I'm just like
Hey, I'm the clown too.
No, like I don't know, but I feel myself, and I love to be like that also. To be just make some jokes, and yeah. Right now I'm in Turkey, in Istanbul. Ole is in Stockholm, and Rasmus is in Malmö. So there is a really hard work behind of this, and this is also love, that we love each other so much that we want to do together something. And I really appreciate you guys that you are sharing this situation with me. I really love you. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, let's do it.
So we can start with the topic of music, and this is kind of a big topic as well, but it's a cool one. Why is music interesting? If you think about it, it's just a bunch of noises that regularly appear. So why is that interesting to humans? It's really weird, isn't it? Like, you play sounds that repeat themselves, and then we're like, wow, this is amazing. Or even like, oh, this is horrible. What's up with that?
Yeah, you tell it, Ole.
No, I just think that there must be something in the pattern.
Yeah,
it's just
like, what is it
by
doing?
coincidence.
Yeah, I'm sure maybe it started by coincidence, but still, what does it do? Why is it?
There's one band, Mongolian, and if you just listen them, it's the first time. It's really, really weird. They are like it feels that like you are almost gonna getting your ear on the door, and then someone is hitting your ear at the beginning when you just listen to them. But after that, you're like after a couple of times when you listen that, you just I'm feeling myself that I'm riding a horse in a desert or something, or like and then I become to feel myself like a warrior or something like that I can do like everything and freedom and stuff. And I think you are connecting that stuff with your heart and with your mind, or you're letting your emotions to feel. Well, like when you were a kid, what kind of music you grew up with?
I think it's hard to describe in English. There's a band called Mora Träsk, which was a fun band. They did very childish music. It was all about very simple melodies and clapping your hands and stuff like that. So it's
and when you were like a teenager,
anything.
were you listening something like aggressive?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't think
well, I was listening to The Prodigy, and I'm probably dating myself now, exposing how old I am. But yeah, I listened to The Prodigy a lot,
the top.
And when I listen
Oh,
to them, I
late-
still like them
late.
actually. But if I go further back in my history, like I don't like Guns N' Roses anymore. I was kind of into Guns N' Roses before the Prodigy.
But have you ever listened to like hard rock music, heavy metal, or something like that?
Are you telling me Guns N' Roses are not hard enough for you?
No, it's not.
What's wrong with you?
Okay,
Sorry,
that's
that. If someone told you that they are hard rock, I'm sorry for your I'm sorry for you.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah,
I
you
guess
tell us
Nirvana
about
is probably the hardest I listened to. But I listened to some very hard techno when I was young, like industrial techno.
yeah.
To me, it doesn't seem like young people today, though, are that into music like we were. Like we would really sort of identify with a certain type of music and really get into the music. And I don't know if it's because the internet has made almost all the music available, so it's not very special if you own a certain record anymore, or if it's just that the internet has brought like YouTube and stuff like that, and people just are so much more into the visual stuff, like the YouTube channels and stuff like that.
It is quite possible. It is. Because I
That they're more
remember
sort of
when I was a teenager, like we had we were defining people according to the music what they are
exactly, yes,
listening. Like
yeah.
my friends, one side of my friends were they rappers, they were listening hip hop or R&B or stuff, and the other side was heavy metal. They were like playing the guitar and then just like doing some other stuff. And I was defining myself like as a punk rock girl that like listening the Red Chili Peppers and then ska music and stuff. I don't know how was it for you, but for me, when I was listening, I was deeply in love with Anthony Kiedis when I was a child.
Who?
The Red Chili Peppers and Red Chili Peppers, that singer. Yeah.
All right.
I was in
know
love.
that.
I was in love with him, and now I had like a small photo of him. I even framed that, and when I was studying, I was looking at his photo and stuff. And my father was coming to the room, and he was saying, "I am your father, and I don't have any photo of me. You don't have any photo of me, and you have this photo of son of a bitch, and you're just like looking at his photo." But even in that time, I was thinking that like the music, the lines that he was saying and stuff, you were connecting that stuff with your heart and with your mind, or you're letting your emotions to feel. And but yeah, you're defining yourself with when I was a teenager, at least we were defining ourselves according to music.
Yeah, and yet it's only like it's a bit weird. I mean, look, this relates somehow to information theory. So in information theory, like the idea is that the more random a signal is, the more information it contains. The less predictable it is, the more information it contains. Music is, that's so. It's easier to think of in ones and zeros. Like if I'm just saying 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0, then instead of saying that, I could just say 1 0 and repeat, right? Because there's not that like you can sort of pack that into that formula. So there's not that much information in there. Whereas a totally random signal is really hard to sort of pack and explain that just do this and you'll repeat the signal.
Yeah, but I mean, you can also make something like if you just say it 1 0 1 0, it's like a formula, but you can change the way that's saying it. It's making it music. You can make it like 1 0 1 0
exactly.
or something like that.
But Cheda, that's because now it contains more information. You've added more information to it, so you can't pack it into 1 and 0 anymore. Music is somewhere between 0 information and a ton of information. And this is sort of interesting because this is also how they try to figure out if a signal from space is from aliens or not. depends on how much information there is in it. So if it's just an entirely random signal, they don't think that that's the message at all. It's just some random phenomenon coming from space. So it's probably not an intelligent being that's created that signal. Or if it's just extraordinarily regular, it's probably just some neutron star spinning or something like that. But if you would have something like music, it's something which is not zero information, but not extraordinarily much information either, then I think the people listening for intelligent life in space would say we're onto something here. So I think that's kind of interesting. And music is like that, and language is like that as well. It's not entirely repetitive, but it's not entirely unpredictable either.
Yeah.
Personalities are like that as well. Humans beings are not entirely unpredictable, but we're not entirely predictable either. It's sort of a reflection of some basic element in us.
I think it's also like a need for evolution, because if you look at that, like human beings, when we started the that process, and we started to create the language, then we started to create the tools, then we started to create. Right now, we kind of stop our evolution. Now we are evaluating technology, and I think music is also something like related with that, because it's like
music
evolution.
Maybe like in 100,000 years, music will have evolved into something new. Like that's the sort of dimension we're evolving in right now. That's actually really interesting thought.
Gives a whole new meaning to downloading music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
But it is
evolving.
It is a little strange that how it evokes feelings in us. Even a song I've never heard before, it can affect or make me or evoke feelings in me.
I don't think even every human can appreciate music. I actually saw an interview with Richard Feynman once. So he's this famous physicist, and he has a very good imagination, like an enormously good imagination, but he never appreciated music, never, according to this interview that I saw.
Guys.
But to me, this is really strange, especially if you know language, and music is sort of like a language, or if music is sort of like something like a personality, in that it's like a reflection of our own semi-predictability as persons. You'd think any human would be able to appreciate that, especially if you have a good imagination, like someone like Feynman had. I used to have a very good imagination when I was a child, but I didn't actually appreciate music. It took a while for me to I had to learn how to appreciate music. First, now I love music, but I had to learn how to do it. So it's strange to me that also that you can have a really good imagination, and yet that doesn't seem to affect if you like music or not. I find that really weird.
It maybe affects us more like a language. It's something that is speaking to us.
Right, but people like Feynman and when I was young, we could speak. Why couldn't we? Like appreciate?
But maybe you should need to understand or look at this like that way. Yes, you were not appreciating the music when you were young, or that guy you were talking about. But why don't you think like that way? You were not capable emotionally think or feel the situations like today.
Yeah.
Do you remember your lullabies? That the lullabies your mother or your father were singing to you?
Yeah. There's one about trolls. I remember that. Remember that.
Can you just sing it a little bit? And I'm gonna ask Ola too.
Okay, but you have to go next. Let's see if I can remember the words. I'm not sure I can remember the words. The troll has 11 children, and she's tied them all up in their tails, and she's singing a lullaby for them. And so she's actually singing her own lullaby in the song. And the words she's singing goes something like, ooh, ay, 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 boof. Ooh, ay, 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 boof. Ooh, ay, 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 boof, boof. Ooh, ay, 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 boof.
Yeah.
I think I've
That
heard
was
this
embarrassing.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not. It's not. It's beautiful. How was your Saleh?
My song?
Yeah, how was your lullaby?
How does it go? Yeah, it goes a little bit like this. Sofðu unga ástin mín, úti regnið grætur. Mamma geymir gullin þín, gamla leggi og völu skrín. Við skulum ekki vakum dimmar nætur. Yeah, that's the one of the verse.
Beautiful. What is it saying?
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, it is kind of it's not a very happy lullaby. It's about a mother who was
Why am I not surprised?
She was forced to drown her kid, and this is the song she sings before she.
Oh my God!
The lake. Well, the authorities. She felt the need.
That's really.
It's
good.
not a very happy, but as a kid, you don't understand the.
No, of course
lyrics,
not. So. Shida, it's your turn. Come on, give us the.
Okay, this is like it's like my childhood lullabies. It differentiate because my mom, she was singing to me happy songs and stuff, but my father, he was singing me all Turkish songs. It's not like a lullabies because he doesn't know any lullaby. So when he was singing, he was just like basically singing about like either like a sad love story or something that like my mother lost. Like exactly more or less similar with all as like a mother that lost the kids. And anytime that he was putting me in it to sleep, when he was singing this, I was not sleeping because I was crying all the time.
Jesus, you guys.
I'm
surprised you. I'm surprised you can function normally in society after this.
We had a rough childhood.
My father, yes, I think so. Anytime my father, when he was putting me into sleep, I was like not sleeping because the songs that he was singing to me were so sad. And he was thinking that like he's singing so well that I'm crying because of his voice. But I was actually crying because that's like, I was getting sad for the mother that lost this child. So this, it goes something like this, like, Kırmızı gül, demet, demet, kırmızı gül, demet, demet. Sevda değil bir alamet, balam nenni, yavrum nenni. Şu viranda balam kaldı, şu viranda balam kaldı. Yaralara merhem olmaz, balam nenni, yavrum nenni. Something like this. And can you imagine a small child can sleep?
Yeah. Like, what are the words? What is it? What happens in the story exactly? Like, what's going on?
It says like something like, any red rose can cure me. I lost my child kinda in a war, and no one can cure me. And she knows that her child is dead. So she's saying that sleep well, my kids, sleep well. So it's just like, please, someone.
she's singing to a dead child, actually.
Yes. Yes. Basically.
Nothing comes. It's a great lesson to learn early on. Nothing comes easy, and if you don't behave, it's
right.
Yeah, exactly.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Tell me.
No, you tell me.
No, you tell me.
No,
I was
no,
like
you tell
thinking
me.
after that, like, even if I'm gonna sing these songs to my kids, probably I will. But I'm not gonna definitely. I don't want to create another. Yes, but I don't know. Maybe this is making who we are, and that's why I ask you, because the lullabies that you are growing up is the first thing that you are reaching about the songs, and you are listening them over your parents or the people close to you, and then it's affecting the way that like you are listening and developing. It's like the basic structure how you build your emotional world. At least I know myself that after I listened that kid's lullaby, that has affected me one way or another. And that's why I wanted to learn how was yours, and how, we are all not normal people. At least I understood that.
Thanks. Thanks for today, and to everyone who's listening, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for today, for listening us. And like this. I don't know. I should say something.
Thank you, Seda. It's a great,
thanks.
Great.
Thanks. It was a lovely conversation.
Talk.